All right. Um, had some technical difficulties. That's why you see that I'm playing the game already. Because I was over here pouring my heart out and complaining, and I wanted somebody to listen to me. That's the name of the video today. I just want to be heard. But apparently there was no sound. Embarrassing, right? I'm over here pouring my heart out and nobody could hear me. So my sister slash moderator let me know. I think you can see the message right here. I was trying to point to the phone on the screen, but I guess she'll let me know in a minute when she pops back in here. But I'm going to pretend that you can hear me, and this is gonna be a different type of video. I just want to just want to talk about something, especially something that happened at work, and if anybody who from work makes their way in, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So um, let me get back to what I was doing. Get back in the flow of things. So basically, I just want to talk about like streaming and versus like people who have I don't want to say real jobs, even though that's technically how I feel, but being very new to streaming, I can see why people would think this, streaming is a full time job. But at the end of the day, for somebody who works a blue collar job, it's not a real job. Um, I mean, it could pay you like a job, but you're talking to. I'm not gonna disrespect people like who actually go to work every day, have to leave the house and deal with idiots in the real world. Um, I guess that's what I consider a real job. But anyway, basically, I wanted to play this game in particular. I was looking around in my library, and I don't want to play anything that's gonna stress me out or that I have to really focus on. This is a game I played a lot, so I can just kind of just move some blocks around. Simple enough. So basically, what happened at my job, Big Ben, if you make your way in here, feel free to chime in. So basically, what I was thinking after I left work today is, I don't want to, say the name of the place just in case, it may come back and, they find the video or whatever. But I'm not going to use names. I'm not going to call that person names anymore than I did today. But this particular place, for anybody who doesn't know me, well enough or know what I do, I've had a lot of jobs over the years. Normally I get bored, and I can't really do it anymore. I got a family and I got a mortgage now, so I feel like I'm kind of stuck. So I don't want to seem like, I'm the only person with problems on the job or whatever. That's not what this video is about. So just hang in there. Just I'm getting there. So basically, just what I wanted to talk about is with this particular job, I was thinking, I said they really can't interview these people and say like these people are like qualified to run this operation. There's no way. Like it has to be favoritism. It has to be some booty kissing going on because just what happened today. Like I know this for a fact, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Let me clear this just in case. So the situation that happened today is this particular supervisor. I know for a fact that this person can't do what I do on a day in and day out basis, and that's why I did test most bosses anyway. Like they're over here telling me what to do, and they can't do my job, right? I'm sure a lot of us feel that way, and a lot of us, feel the same type of way. But so what happened today was, I'm over here minding my own business like usual, and this person comes up to me. Hey, I got my headphones on. hey, hey. I already don't like this person. Like I said, I'm not going to use real names. So, like I said, that's who I want to see. That's exactly who I want to see. Welcome to the stream, Big Ben. And my sister was in here, so in case you don't come back, Joy, good job on finding your new job, and I hope it treats you well. And it kind of ties in, and it's funny that you joined on the day I want to talk about work. I want to talk about jobs. That's who I want to see. Okay, so my situation, everybody, this is Big Ben from my job. And like I said, I'm not going to say it, and I'm not going to say the person's name. You know, I don't want anything coming back on me, and I just want to talk. Because even at work, I don't even talk about the job like that. You know, I go there to have fun and try to make the best of things. Because I already don't like the job anyway. And before you say I'm ungrateful, you don't work there. So you don't know what we deal with on a day in, day out basis. But like I was saying, like I was getting to the story, I had my headphones on, and this person I already don't like comes over here and just starts messing with me. Like, hey. I pull my earbuds out. What? I answered just like that. I was like, what? I need you to go to a certain machine. Now, granted, other people from another shift is already on my machine and holding me up. So I'm already not in the mood for this crap. So I'm like, look, I'm not going to another machine. No, I don't want to do that. I thought that'd be the end of it, you know. She's technically a supervisor, but she's not my supervisor, or at least I don't give her that authority. You know, maybe I'm in the wrong because like I don't recognize your authority because you're not my supervisor, right? So then she's like, I really need you to go to this machine in the back to help out. Like, what's your name? I said, my name is John Martin, and I'm not going to that machine in the back. Like, I already told you that. So, she then says, okay, cool. So I'm thinking the squashing is done, right? So she goes to my boss, big boss. I'm messing up right now because I'm trying to focus on telling the story and doing this. All right, whatever. So she's like, all right, cool. I'm going to go talk to your supervisor. All right, whatever. So I'm on another machine helping out, whatever, right? My name gets called on the intercom. John Martin, you are needed to the so-and-so office. You're needed to the back office. Oh, really? She really went back there. Okay, I'll go back there. So I walk to the back. And normally I'm not somebody who goes to the office very often. Like I said, I like going to work, mind my own business, and make the best of things. So I get back there. So I open the door. She's standing there with my supervisor. Like, she really snitched on me. I'm just looking at her. So she was like, or my supervisor was like, did this lady give you an instruction? I said, yeah, she told me to go to the back. And I told her that's not my machine. You need to follow her instruction and go to that machine. Okay. So what I said was, her people are already on my machine and putting me behind. So do you want me to help with the machine I'm assigned to, or do you want me to go to the back? She proceeds to say, you need to go to the back. Okay, cool. So I'm walking out and I'm already pissed. Because I'm being held up on my machine and I can't start my work on time. It's going for like a week now. So I proceed to tell her, the supervisor that's been getting on my nerves, I just messed up. I was like, look, we're walking out of the back office, right? So I'm just like, look here. This is why you can't get your mail out on time, because you worry about what I'm doing. And don't worry, I feel like you've been harassing me because every time there's a some kind of problem, you come and bother me about it, and I told you to leave me alone. So don't worry, I'm gonna fill out some paperwork. And also, what might help you get the mail out is you stop watching BET when you're far behind and you're out there on the floor. So she pretends she's ignoring me, and I can tell she heard me. Okay. Let me talk to you guys for a minute, and then we'll get back to the game. So, Big Ben, you still listening? Cause I don't know if she does that while you're at work, but I've seen her do that numerous times when we're on our lunch break and she's in my seat. I'm like, okay. So I know it before, but the last time this happened, I'm just like, look. Or let's talk about this time. So I'm like, this is why you can't get your mail out. You worrying about what I'm doing on the floor, and this is why I don't. This is why I don't like you, because you're over here worrying about what I'm doing instead of telling people all day what to do and making them do their job. You worrying about what I'm doing. I said, this is why people who have just got on your shift, they're already trying to leave, because you're not a good supervisor. So we're already on the back machine, or whatever, and I'm pissed. So I'm just talking. I'm just saying whatever I want. Not whatever I want. I don't want to talk to people that way. But I was saying, what I felt at the time. That's a better description. I was saying what I felt at the time. I said, this is why when people first come to your shift, they automatically just want to leave, because you're not a good supervisor. And I'm just going on, right? It's not important, everything that was said. I'm not here for entertainment. But what I said before, and I don't know if I said it on this stream because I was having audio problems on my other stream, so I took them down. But I said maybe some of these streamers, I don't find them, I can see why they may think this is a real job, because there's a lot that goes into it, but it's not. I said maybe they're on to something. Maybe it's easier for me to sit here and rely on tips and subscriptions and whatever, however they make money, whatever, instead of going out there and get a real job. Because now I want to just use my sick leave and not go to work and do all kinds of stuff like that. I said that's kind of productive. I need my money. I got a family and a mortgage now. That's not responsible. I said, but maybe they have a point. Maybe it was better just to sit here and pretend to have a real job and just beg others for money. I'm not gonna call any streamers. I know who you're thinking about, Big Ben. I'm not gonna call his name out. That streamer we like making fun of, but because that's not me. I go out and I make my money. I come home and I live a normal lifestyle. I don't bother nobody. But it just got me thinking that. I said maybe they're on to something here. They don't have to sit here and deal with. They don't have a supervisor they have to answer to. All they have to answer to is the people they're streaming to, and whatever company they're streaming on. Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Instagram and all that. I don't know. I just thought today, I'm just like, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. I don't know why they seem so stressed about, I'm having a good time not streaming to a bunch of people. Of course, I'm not making money doing that, but also maybe it's because I, have to go punch a clock, and that's how I get my job, or that's how I get my money. I was thinking on, after that situation, and, as the shift went on, and I'm on other things. So that happened. And then since I was late, after my lunch break or whatever, I start my zone up, and I run my work through the machine or whatever, and I do 3 hours worth of work. So now it's about 4 o'clock. I say, okay, this has been a good shift. Cool. My supervisor knows everything that happened earlier, comes over and says, I need you to do somebody else's work. Just looked at her for a second. I was like, huh? Yeah. This machine is, this other machine is having some, no, she didn't even give me that. She didn't even tell me why I'm doing it. She just said, I need you to do somebody else's work. Basically, that's what she said. I'm like, you? Alright. So I do that. I didn't gladly do it. I hate doing other people's work. I said, if I could do my work, and I don't get the help at this job when I need it, why should I do anybody else's work? But I do it. Like I said, I have a wife and I have 2 daughters. I got to do what they tell me to do, right? So then, I do that job. I do that work. Then she wants me to do something else. I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get this one back. Now, I'm not gonna go into detail, but I'm just like, look, this place will drain you. This particular place will drain you and give you nothing in return. I know they'll give you a paycheck. I get it, but and I'm not the only one. It's not the most stressful job, and it's not the hardest job in the world. But the way they run this place, I'm like, there's no way that they interview these people all the way up to the lady that gives me directions and stuff, and all the way to the supervisor that made me angry today. I said, there's no way they interview these people who can't do this job. You assume they would know the job, and so far I haven't been impressed with her knowledge of the job. That got me thinking. I said, what am I doing wrong that this person who can't do what I do is a supervisor, making more money than me? I said, maybe she doesn't know from the outside in. And I don't know everything about this job. I don't pretend to know everything. I know enough to get my job done day in, day out. And I'm physically capable of doing it. But I was just thinking today, I said, you know what? This has got to be the worst case of somebody or a business who hires these people or empowers these people to give directions and they don't even know how to do the job. So that's all I want to talk about. I just randomly, normally I want to play the games and I want to have a good time. But today I was just like, I gotta see if maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Maybe these streamers, with thousands of people watching them and giving them money and treating them, like royalty. I said maybe that's the way to go. No, I don't think that's a fit for me. But it was just a thought. It was a quick thought today. I'm just like maybe maybe that is the way to go. Just sit here in this chair for hours at a time. And sit here and beg you guys for a lifestyle. Please give me money so I can pay my mortgage. Now I have an opinion about people who do that anyway, but as far as like restaurant workers and that's a whole different argument. I don't want to go into that, but. Maybe it's just not me. I'm not going to sit here and make that my lifestyle of relying on Twitch viewers and you awesome people to fund my lifestyle basically without me putting in a hard day's work. And no, a hard day's work is not me sitting here and playing this video game all day. So questions, concerns, thoughts? The 2 viewers that may still be in here. Am I tripping? Am I whining too much? Is it because I don't sit around and I don't talk about this often? So, is this what whining is all about? Sitting here crying about people making you do stuff at your job that you don't like? But like I said, maybe this Twitch thing is maybe this is what's up. It's the way to go. Sit here and play these silly games and get people to fund my lifestyle for me. Now I don't have to leave the house. Leave the house, deal with traffic. The only time I leave the house to go get food or go get something that may need to be fixed around the house, like Home Depot or something. See my family. Hey. Well, you missed my whole story of why I'm streaming this game and you know why I'm doing this today instead of playing something I want to play. Really, I just want to play something mind-numbing. And I'm not telling that whole thing, dude. First of all, I rant too much, but I'll give you some cliff notes. So, first of all, stream. This is my sister, who recently. You're too funny, bro. And then we all got a random man's question about the leads. Do your eating? And normally that's what I do, man. Like I sit here. All right, I'm gonna just give you highlights of what I was talking about because I'm not telling that whole thing, yeah. I'm not, but because I already did enough whining for a whole day. Like I don't want to come off as somebody who complains and whines. But so basically today, and congratulations on your new job, Joy. This is the first time I think you've watched me since you started back working at your job. So basically today, or last night, yeah, no problem. So basically last night, and I just wanted to talk about is should I become a streamer instead of doing a real job? Because the only thing they have to worry about is connection issues, audio issues, and somebody's funding their lifestyle. I can't imagine anything else they will, be stressed about in life. And I said that's not a real job. I don't want to be harsh or rude, but it's not. A real job is what we do every day. Go punch a clock somewhere and take directions from people that we don't like. Which is exactly what happened today. So, and I'm having trouble talking to the stream and trying to win this game. So basically, today, this lady I do not like or care for at all. I guess it's the same thing. She just kept messing with me. I'm sorry, that distracted me to the point where I lost. I hope you're talking about what I'm doing and not this. This is a hobby that pays. This is not a job. But anyway, some lady at work who's a supervisor I don't like or care for, decided, okay, I'm gonna go mess with John today, like usual. So I got my earbuds in, and I'm minding my own business. And her people are already on my machine again, causing me delay. So, I'm already not in a good mood to start my shift. She comes over. Hey. First, I tried to pretend like I didn't hear her, because I had my earbuds in. I said, maybe she'll go away. She proceeds again. Hey. Pull my earbud out. What? What? And usually, older people, especially people in higher positions, it's yes sir, no sir, right? That's a good mentality. Except when I don't like you. So I said, what? She said, I need you to go to this back machine. I was already back there. I went back there to talk to somebody. So I already seen it was some BS going on back there. So I'm not going back there. I'm not doing that. No, I need you to go back there. I'm telling you. Okay, I'm not going back there. She was like, what's your name? I said, my name is John Barton. I'm not going back there. So, and it's not me bragging about being disrespectful or not taking, my boss seriously, whatever. Well, I already said I feel like she's not really my boss anyway, but that's a different story for a different day. So she's like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna go talk to your manager. I said, she can't be serious. She's really gonna report me for not going back and doing extra work for her people. Next thing I know, I get a call on the intercom. John Martin, I need you to the back room. Oh, I'm not using names. I don't want people to know where I work at, because then all they're gonna do is show them this video and whatever. But anyway, John Martin, I need you to the back. I said, really? I never get called to the back. I said, all right, cool. I can walk back there. I already know what it's about. My supervisor asked me, did this woman give you, or this lady, or however she phrased it, did this supervisor give you an instruction? I said, yeah, she told me to go to the back machine. And I told her I'm not going back there, because that's not my machine. I'm not responsible for that. She said, I need you to go to that back machine. And like I explained earlier, they're already on my machine delaying me, which means that I have to help them out on that machine. I'm about to lose. Hold on, let me try to get out of this real quick. Hold on. This is not good for streaming, I know. I'm just focused. So she was like, did she give you an instruction, yes or no, basically? And I'm like, yeah, she gave me an instruction. And she's like, you need to follow the instruction, go to the back machine. I was like, all right, I'll go back there. But to let you know, her people are on my machine. Do you want me to help on that back machine, or do you want me to help on my machine? Because basically I told her I'm not doing both. So she was like, I need you to go on that back machine like you were told. Cool. You don't gotta say it multiple times. I'll do what I'm told. I'm a company man. So I go back there. The lady's already following me around. And I stopped and I was just looking. I'm just like, I said, this is why you can't get your mail out. See, you guys made me lose. You made me pissed all over again. I said, this is why you can't get your mail out. Mail. To say what? It's not going to take a genius or a detective to know where I work at. Okay, cool. This is why you can't get your work done. Because you worrying about what I'm doing. And instead of telling your people to hurry up, you worrying about what I'm doing. And this is why I don't respect you as a supervisor. So she's walking alongside me, whatever, like trying to ignore me. I know she heard me. And then when I'm on the machine, I get to the back. And some of my coworkers are back there. They're like, hey, what's going on? Why you call you back there? You know, people nosy. No, so I'm just like, look, this woman told me to come back here. I'm going to do what I'm told. But I'm not going to work hard back here. I already got my own work to do, and I don't got time for this. So she comes back there, and she's trying to act like a supervisor finally. And I'm just a bull seeing red. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, now you want to be a supervisor. That's why when people transfer to your your shift that you're responsible for, they end up coming right back because you suck as a supervisor. Basically, that's what I said. And she's over there talking to her people, and I know she heard me, and she goes, oh, this is what I'm talking about with people being disrespectful and all this other stuff. But Ben knows what I'm talking about. Now, he's a very nice, humble young man. He's better than me with, not complaining and doing what he's told. Because me, I don't like being used up, and I don't like doing other people's work. Especially when they make the same amount as me. Especially when they take home, the same paycheck or whatever. And I got to do more work than the average person. So what I was saying to him, or what I was saying to them, and people who asked about the situation is, do they interview these people? Because she already can't outwork me. This woman, she can't outwork me. And from what I've gathered, she doesn't know how to run, the floor or whatever. So she's already underqualified in not knowing what she's doing as far as like being a supervisor. So, and I don't know everything about the job, but I don't need to. I'm not a supervisor. I know enough to do my job correctly, put in 8 hours of work and leave. And I know certain older people, the boomers, That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to love the company. You're supposed to put your body, mind, and soul. You're supposed to just put everything into the company. Well, nigga, I was born in 1991. We don't think like that. You're not going to use and abuse me. You're not going to overwork me. So basically, what I was thinking today, I'm like, look, it's got to be something to. I'm into the streaming stuff. I don't watch streamers, and I don't care for their lifestyle, begging for money and tips and stuff. I said, but maybe they're on to something. The only people, like I said, they have to deal with is Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, all these other big corporations. They got to worry about not offending people, making sure that all their fancy equipment works. But they don't have to punch the clock, and they don't have a boss to answer to directly. They get to sit right here, look at this screen, and do this. Or out in the real world, and they got other types of streamers, but mainly it's people doing this. So I'm sitting here, I'm on the lunch break. I'm in my car, and I'm just thinking, maybe they do have a point. Maybe I just need to sit here, beg you guys day in, day out for these tips, donations, whatever you want to call them. I just made a mistake. And maybe this is just a better lifestyle. Because this ain't it. I said, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Because I'm getting bossed around by somebody who, like I said, can't outwork me in my job that I do day in, day out. I just made another mistake. And from what I gathered, she doesn't know what she's doing in that supervisory role. So I said, maybe I know how to be stupid from time to time. And this one makes more money than me. Doing the same thing. Being stupid. Being useless. Being worthless. But that's my little rant for the day. Like I said, I don't want to play a game that I have to really think. Because as you can see, I'm already struggling with trying to focus on this and talk at the same time. Well, talking this much. But feel free to chime in, Big Man. Maybe I'm wrong. You work with this woman every day. I don't know how you do it. And this guy who just came from our shift. Okay. That's good. That's that's good because me and Big Ben watch a certain streamer who begs day in, day out. And they have to fund their lifestyle somehow. So maybe they do have a job outside of. I'm talking about the people who this is their only job and they berate their customers, aka their viewers, when they don't donate a certain amount in a certain hour or a certain stream or a certain day. You guys aren't doing enough. You guys aren't donating enough. You guys are worthless to me until then I'm going to be nice to you and I'm going to, get back in your good, Now, I don't have no interest in streamers. I'm sorry. I got better things to do with my time, but like I said, maybe they're on to something. Some of them, maybe the ones who made a lifestyle of sitting in front of this computer and not begging for donations, but they do have people donate to them because they are charismatic and cool and just, they're on top of their game. Cool. There's no hate here. I feel like it's not a job. But at the same time, they're like, you got a real job. But you're still on here complaining about your job. You get bossed around by a woman who sucks at hers, and she makes more money than you. Who's the real loser here? I'll listen to that argument. Because like I said, maybe I was thinking on way home. So maybe they have a point here. I'm about to die, so alright, whatever. My hat goes off to them then. If that's true, and you watch more streamers than me, Because my algorithm is filled with people who berate their customers, aka their viewers, when they don't get what they want and they can't fund their vacations, or their home needs renovating, so they need money, or they use their money for this, that, and the third. So I will praise those viewers that you watch, or those streamers that you watch. My hat goes out to them. Or ones who do something else outside of streaming for 10 hours a day, or 15 hours a day. And then they do their edits and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, since I dipped my toe in doing this, I can see why people would think this is a real job. Which I'm not going to call it that, because I actually work a real job. But that's what's up. There's no hate here. I just have better things to do than sit there and watch your streams. I have no interest in doing that, and I'm definitely not donating money. But at the same time, if that's how you made your lifestyle, hey, like I said, my hat goes off to those people. That's what's up. Maybe they figured I'm going to sit here and I'm going to play this game while you drive to a job that you hate, which is what, 90% of the world. You go day in, day out to a job that you hate. You make less than me, and I don't have to answer to anybody but myself. And as long as I, coast along and don't, offend anybody or say anything controversial, I can sit here and do this day in, day out, and love what I do. Cool. Like I said, I don't, there's no hate here. I know that's not for me. I can't sit around and do that. Even if it presented itself to do that. First of all, I like sitting at home anyway. I don't want this to become a job. Quote unquote. I already said I don't consider it a job, but for the ones who do consider this a job, I don't want this to be like how I make money. The only way I make money, I mean. Yeah, this is not a good game to try to read comments. So I'll get to your comment in 1 second after I... oh my god, I just messed up. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll agree to disagree. And this is not a real job. Me sitting here doing this for 10 hours a day, clicking here and editing. I'm sorry, I'm not going to consider that a real job. I'm not going to give you a definition of a real job, because I feel like that's disrespectful to people who have real jobs. People who go and cook the food at fast food restaurants. I consider that more of a real job, than somebody who sit here and they do this 10 hours a day. Being a disagree stream and start out working, then grow the fan base. I wonder if they have any way you can promote the channel from a larger audience. You know what, man? When you start off, you have to know what you want. As far as like why you're doing this. I don't want a large audience. First of all, I'm not a people person. I don't like people like that. I came on here because I want to talk to a certain demographic of people who share the same interests as me. People who like these stupid games like this. I don't want to play the newest game. I don't want to just play a game just because it makes money. I want people like we talked about the other day. I want people to talk about how cool and how awesome, especially since I'm a nostalgic person, how cool and awesome games back in the day were, or how games back in the day were more challenging, or they, why so many people gravitate toward those games and continue playing those games rather than buying the new games. Even though the new games have way better graphics than we have, they provide a whole different type of experience than we had as far as like those older games. How come like some of those PS2 games or those PS3 games still hold more weight than some of these newer, new gen games and stuff like that. But no, I'm not on here trying to grow like a huge audience or anything. Like I said, I just want to talk to people like you, my sister, and other people out in the world who just want to like just talk about games, like these type of games, games that weren't popular. Like nobody played this game. Like what is this? It's called Tetris Tag. I'm over here playing with shapes. I find this enjoyable. But yeah, like I said, for people who like either have a current job and they still like do this, all right, that's what I'm doing. Hey, we got that in common. What I don't have in common with the streaming that you guys watch and that I don't choose to get to know is people who sit around and, like I said, it's apparently not the people you watch, but some of the ones that are on my algorithm are people who sit around and berate others because they didn't make a certain quota on how much money is given to them. I'm like, dog, I'm not saying you should be doing this for free. At the same time, like, be thankful for what you get. And I'm glad that you guys watch people who are grounded enough to understand that. Like, nobody should have to tell you to, appreciate your viewers even when you're not making, hand over fist money, big bags of money every stream. Especially like the really, really rich streamers. I don't have any ill will. Like they figured out the trick in life. Why would I go punch a clock and whine about working at this place that John's working at when I can do this? I mean, this is pretty cool. You sit here and sit here in the comfort of my own home and play these games. It's a cool concept. Like I said, I don't really want that for my life, but today just had me thinking. I said maybe they're on to something. How many times did I lose this guy? Never know how many people want to talk about the same stuff. I hate this game. I don't know why. Excuse me. Actually, hold on. I need to get some water. So let me. This is Touch Portal, Joy. So let me see if this works. It's supposed to mute everything when I hit this button. All right, I'm back, and this game does not suck. Okay, got my breakfast here, my healthy choice meal, because story time. And since I know both of you intimately, um, yeah, he's getting crushed. Let me just tell a story for people who might see this later. So, spent most of my life, obviously, not caring about what I ate, just doing my thing, drinking a bunch of soda, a bunch of candy, uh, piece of ribs, barbecue, Chinese, anytime your fast food, burgers and subs and all that. Not really caring, bunch of snacks. But then last year, yeah, last year, went to the doctor, and basically he was like, "You don't have any major health problems." So okay, good, cool. But you're on the doorstep of having some major health, not major. I'm sorry. He said you are on the doorstep of having health problems. Like you need to really take a look at what you're doing and I've encountered people like you and you can make a change in life. You right there. So you don't want to go on this side, especially I told him it runs in the family and things like that. And actually, this was supposed to be a chat stream, so let me because I can still hear Yoshi. Let me minimize this. Um, I guess it's just gonna sit there. We'll get back to that. But this was supposed to be just a chat stream, but I just want to sit here. Um, so with that being said, let me go to my buttons page and let's hit a random button because my sister asked me, "What are you gonna use these buttons for?" Really? You don't want to hear this during the stream?
Do a barrel roll. To barrel roll, press V or R twice.
So basically, he was like, "Look, I've encountered people like you. You're in a position where you can make a change and just lose some weight and start dieting and exercising, and you can improve your quality of life and things like that. You know how they talk." So I was like, "Yeah, I need to go ahead and take his advice." um, I need to take his advice, and I need to get serious. I got kids now. I got a wife. I want to be around for a while. Because my thing, and it's going to sound bad, and I think I get this from my dad, but I don't want. I have no plans, and I have no interest in living into my 80s and 90s. I just think for what, right? As long as I get to see my daughters at a nice grown age and um, married and successful in life and things like that. I can see how my dad's walking now, and he's already been talking about how he's all old and he's ready to meet the Lord and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not there yet, but I'm just like, that was my old way of thinking. But now I got people relying on me and love me and stuff like that. Oh, my kids and my wife. I mean, not my immediate family. But anyway, so in case you're wondering why I'm eating a healthy choice, do you think I ate these before this crap? No. Before for breakfast, I'll probably eat. I don't want to. I'm not comfortable enough to share that much of me with you guys. So let's just say the way I used to eat was a downright shame, and then you probably look me up and down and say I bet, right? So do I have anything? No, I don't have anything. Actually, I do have something funny, but it's a really long button. But yeah. Anyway, how about a laugh? All right, maybe I can have a food. Maybe there's somebody out there who will donate to me eating on stream. How about that? Some freaks out there. So what's up with you guys? Up 3 viewers. Big Ben if you're still in here. Joy. and mystery third person. Thank you for showing up to the stream. You already missed the show when I was whining and crying about having a job. I have to go to a job every day. And we were talking about if being a streamer, a gaming streamer, is a real job or not. But actually, what I say for that is joking. Like I said, I'm not jealous. It's just a joke. But again, congratulations on your job and welcome back to the workforce. So maybe you're in the 10% where you'll love your job. I love what I'm doing. I love working 5 days a week. They treat me great here. They value me. They make me feel part of a team and empower me to want to do better. Yes, you. I remember the stories of you telling me about your last job. So, maybe it'd be like 90% of us who literally go there for a track, hate pulling up to the parking lot, first ones to the time clock, speeding on out the gate. Yeah. I hope you guys can't hear me eating. See, and I understand that. That's why people go to work. But there are certain jobs where I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like I'm only here to get paid. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't like nobody. Oh, wait a minute. No, I took that button off. I had a button where somebody was eating. Because I really hope you guys don't hear me. No, like I said, there's a bunch of jobs out there. And trust me, I know. I've had 10, 11 jobs, whatever. Alright, playing. But some jobs, more than others, made me feel like, you know what, this isn't that bad. Even if I put some time on, this isn't that bad. I have a good supervisor here. They treat me well here. They can pay me enough, but I'm not going to shut the company out. But the supervisor's very helpful. He's inspiring. He doesn't sit in the office all day or walk around and just talk stupid all day. He's very good at what he does. He helps out. He empowers us. Tells us we can do things more than we realize. I think I bored everybody. I think I lost 2 viewers. So 2 out of 3 viewers. Not good. But hey. They working. Okay, so this thing is lying. Okay. I'm glad you're still here. I'm just looking at the screen and it says I have 1 viewer. And then there's I'm just talking to my sister having and eating this healthy choice that sucks, but actually this is the only one that's halfway decent. It's General Tso chicken. It's the only healthy choice I really like. And I put a little mamba sauce in it. But it says on the screen, it says there's 1 person in here, so yeah. I'm sure it does lie, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's whatever. Like I said, I'm not here to fund my lifestyle or become famous. So if I can get like 4 people in here who want to watch me eat and just talk stupid all day, then hey, it works for me. Especially since I don't have time to do this, because like I put him on my Twitch page, the only time I really have to stream is in the morning for another 25 minutes. because at 10 o'clock that's when I go and I have to sleep because I don't really have an evening, not with 2 kids. So especially when the youngest one gets old enough and understands what time means. Because she's going to look outside and be like, hey, it's still light outside. Why you put me in bed? Or it's only 5 o'clock. Why you put me in bed? Because daddy works overnight. He's always tired. That's why. Go to bed. Not bad. Alright, I'm going to play something now. Something that I can play for another, like I said, I live by a strict schedule. If I don't go to sleep at a certain time, then I'm be up. Then I'm not getting enough sleep. Then I'm going to be irritable in the evening. Told my wife and kids. So, gotta get that sleep. Sorry. Yeah, because I don't really eat real breakfast. I'm too lazy to make things, and while I'm being vulnerable, I don't know how to make pancakes. So now, can I try? Yes, I could try to make pancakes. I could try to perfect making pancakes. Do I want to? No. Excuse me. Man, there's a bunch of games up here I'm waiting to play. We got Payday. I think hey, so I know the good food don't taste as good, but I bet you'll feel a lot better than one way. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, about that, because you've been on this journey with me. You know, at work we talk about it. But ever since that day where I made a change, I realized it was all, and I told you, it's all mental. Because a lot of times I would find myself eating just because I was a little bit hungry. Boom, let's run to the fridge or the pantry, the snack pantry. Oh, I'm feeling sad. Let me just drown these chips. this family size bag of chips. Let me go ahead and just drown this down with a Pepsi. This isn't Pepsi. See, I'm telling the truth. That's the old me. I said drown a 2 liter like it was nothing. Pathetic, right? Or just because I was bored, or because I'm watching TV, just sat around, just ate. Like, dog, I didn't realize until I made a change. I'm like, if I'm hungry, just eat a light snack or eat some fruit. And then that's when I started losing all that weight. But then I started recently just getting some bad habits back. And I need to start working out. So, but it's been time I definitely ate when I was just born. I used to be into the fast food. I'm telling you, man, like, another thing that kind of helped too is, like, this stuff is so expensive now. To the point, it's like, I'm not paying every day. I'm not paying $11 for a burger, fries, and a drink. Because think about that. That's $55, for 5 days. Like, that's crazy. You times that by 4 if you do it every day. That's why I pack a lunch every day I go to work. And then even every day when I'm at home, I don't run a fast food and I don't go out to eat. Excuse me. I mean, you kind of wish you could, but it's like, first of all, it's just not healthy at all. And then second, it's just not, it's just terrible for money purposes. For how expensive it is. I would be in real trouble if they were like, hey, for the month of May, we're going to go back to the 90s prices. If you're going to play at work, I'm telling you, man. Especially like I was talking about this with Adrian. Like nowadays, like these kids know about DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Uber and all that stuff. Just taking an Uber. They don't even they don't want to drive their own car like around, man. I'm just like, it's a whole different world, man. I haven't taken an Uber like unless I had to, whatever. I'd rather have a working car and just drive myself, especially like just to go get something to eat. Like you're already paying too much money for the food, but now you're gonna pay the delivery fee. You're gonna pay the Uber or the DoorDash. Like let's say I wanted like just some wings, right? So instead of me just riding up to the spot and just gonna go get my wings. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm a DoorDash and sit here and DoorDash. So about the time you get the DoorDash and you pay for the wings and you pay the delivery fee, like that could run you about $25 just for like a 10, 10, 15 wings or whatever. My dog. You could have had 2 wings sitting down. You could have sat down and just engorged yourself with 30 wings. But yeah, back to you, Jordan. Yeah, there's a bunch of games I'm waiting to play, man. Like I want to play. I never played Payday. I never played like all these games that we talked about. I never played them before, but I just hear good things. A Way Out, the Army Man game or whatever it's called, Plastic Warfare. I think is what it's called. What's this other one? Hold on. I'm over here talking and I can just look. Let me just open my Steam. It Takes Two, Saints Row, I Said A Way Out. There's another one we want to play. But anyway, yeah, it's a bunch of games. I can play on Friday night or Sunday night. Wait, do you have a PC now, or did I miss those? Did I miss that news too? No, I mean we made it. Oh my God, the air fryer. Thank you, Lord. The air fryer is the best invention in the last like 10 years. I don't really mean that, but it definitely saved for people like me who don't like cooking. Man, just on the wings in the air fryer, frozen, man, and you just put it on 400 degrees in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. You got yourself some delicious wings. But yeah, we just go to Walmart. We buy the little Walmart wings. That's what we eat a lot. Didn't you say like gaming on the laptop sucks though? But hey, as long as it's working and no lag and stuff like that, hey, let me know. Let me know. Speaking of all this food talk, Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Impossible. I bet those BK kids, the BK Kids Club, I bet they look like me now. That's all me. Where they said this is what he looked like, and half of them were like super fat, and one was in a wheelchair with his foot cut off. I said, oh, that's so mean. BK Kids Club. I'm old. These kids, people watching this who are younger than me, they don't know anything about that. Dinosaurs dancing, huh? Yeah. I don't even want to play anything. I just want to, for my last 15 minutes, I'd rather talk to you guys. I'm enjoying this. So, how about we take Yoshi out back and go ahead and close this. Bye, Yoshi. Oh man, I have a Yoshi button. Wait. Let me see if this works. You guys are really going to be in trouble if this works. Hold on. Tell me if you can hear this. Because these are my buttons on my website. Not my website, but the website I use. And I do have a Yoshi noise. So when I close the Yoshi or the game and after Yoshi died, this is what I would have played. Please tell me that works. Because there's a lot more buttons on this screen than there's on my tablet. Anyway. Oh, yes. Let's go. Move ads. I want to play another button. Now I don't know what to play. uh, Alright, yeah, I'm an idiot. But that's what you get watching me. So. Well, thank you guys for listening to my whining and my boring life story about my health journey here. So expensive, man. I want to go back to the Y. So expensive. I tried to. People don't believe us when we tell them we're poor. They say we don't qualify for the poor people discount. Like, really? You know, last time I saw money in my bank account? Try the rec center? No. I don't want to go to the rec center. I want to go to the Y. I'm bougie. I want to go to a swimming pool and work all my muscles at one time. Yeah, $63 a month. A $75 joining fee. Anyway. Yeah, I need to find a way to work that into the budget. Because I do need to start working out. I am speaking. Saw that on my Hulu the other day. I'm like, what's wrong with this lady? I am speaking. Rusty equipment. Okay. Yeah, that's why I said that lady. I'm not gonna call people's names. I'm not gonna talk, too much about it because I don't want politics talking here. It's an ad at the bottom. That's the only reason I brought it up. I'm not, I'm not that invested in what she has going on in her life. So, oh wait, do I have an Uncle Ruckus button on here?
Okay, first of all, ain't nobody talking while I'm talking, so shut the fuck up. My name is Uncle Ruckus. I am a licensed zoologist. I have studied a variety of wild animals, and the African male is by far the most savagely cunning. This is an opportunity to observe you niggas in your natural habitat and collect data. But be warned,
It's a long button.
Nigga trickery you got up your sleeves does not affect me.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That show was so good. We're never going to get that back when that was a new show. I'm telling you, like, sometimes I look at it was they say what's your top, like, adult animated show or the top, cartoon show, whatever. The fact that Boondocks, I wish I had more seasons. That's the only reason I can't put it as my top show ever, because it was like legendary. It was really, really, really good the first season, then legendary, undisputed champ the second season, and then the third one it was good. It wasn't bad, and then the fourth one was the fourth one. But then people got their hands on the way he wanted to write the show and where it was headed and things like that. Just like Chappelle's show. Same thing applies to Chappelle's show, basically. Started off real good, great, wonderful. Second season, legendary. And then the third one came out, just like, yeah. We appreciate, putting that kind of content out, but it's not like the second or first season. But then, they got their hands on his creative control and took it away from him. But just listening to that, I'm just like, man, they're not going to make anything like that ever again. So it's sad to think about. I be seeing him on Instagram for Comic Cons and stuff like that. He talks in character, and he talked to Mark Henry. He pulled up on Mark Henry, and he's like, "Oh man, look at this." He knew exactly who it was. I'm like, that's a cool thing. Just go around being Uncle Ruckus. Sits there and I quote that all the time. Yeah, man. Like I haven't seen. I don't know anything. Like I said, I don't know anything about this chick or her policies or whatever. But she's on my it's political season. Where we work, so they do the attack ads. So of course I'm watching Hulu and I'm just watching it, and she's all on the ads. I'm just like, what's the context here? It just looked funny. Hey, that's how she wants to make her way through life doing that. That's what's up. It's got to be a context why she does it. Like maybe somebody tried to play her and interrupt her, and she said, "I am speaking," and the whole crowd erupted. And just from there, she said, "I'm going to make this my slogan." They have a team of people. You should make this your slogan. It makes you look like a powerful woman if you demand that people listen to you because I am speaking. So there's got to be a reason she does it. She didn't just fall on that, and that's just her thing. Especially with politics, there's always a reason why they do stuff. So, well. Well. All right, let me check my. Oh wait, let me see if this works. It said my Twitch stickers is supposed to be ready and working. Let me see if they actually work.
Do you or do you not feel bonita?
Okay, I don't think it worked. Hold on. Twitch stickers. Wait, I don't even think that played on the stream. Hold on.
Do you or do you
it's supposed
not
to appear
feel
right here.
bonita?
Can you guys hear that? I love how you do that every day, man. I love how you do that. So, man, thank you for stopping by the stream. Thanks for talking to me and going back and forth and just providing expert advice like you normally do. And like I'm gonna say every time, I hope everything's well with your little homie and your son, man. And yeah, you take care and just maintain. I know you gotta go to work, so. Oh wait, aren't you off today? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Yeah, so enjoy your day after you take him to school or to school. So hopefully you have a good day, man. Actually, what time is it? I only got 5 minutes. Yep, I remember. Is that weird? I remember his days off. So, Joy, did you hear or did it pop up on stream? Because right here on my Streamlabs, it didn't pop up. So.
That's all, folks.
Oh, wait. Maybe this is not how you play it on stream. Hold on. I'm going to get that going. I did do that. La, 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 la. Wait. Oh, wait. How did I do this last time? Let me go to the dashboard. Streamlabs. Dashboard. No, I don't think this was it. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I know this is not good for streaming, but, you know, like I said, I only got 4 minutes left, so who cares, right? I need to, and that's another thing that drives me insane when I'm doing this streaming stuff. Like, if I have a question or I'm wondering about something, I stop what I'm doing and go to try to figure it out. So I know next time. See? Wait, it said preview. So how do you actually do it if people are on Twitch? Because I have it on my Twitch channel. Okay, I have it on my. Yeah, get that out of here. Panels, stickers. Oh wait, what? Oh, it pops up in chat too. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, so I want people in chat to start playing with these. I went through and picked all these stickers. I mean, you're supposed to be paying bits, but maybe because I didn't set up the money aspect of Twitch, maybe that's why it's 0 bits. So enjoy it while it lasts, while it's 0. Hey, Joy, remember this dumb show that you like? I didn't like anything about that show. Nothing. There was nothing about that show that was interesting to me. Hi, I'm Eliza Thornberry, and I'm going to be Dr. Doolittle. I'm just going to talk to animals. I don't see a sticker option. It's not on my Twitch page. It should be under, on my screen, it's under schedule. And it's a panel. But maybe that's not how panels work. It's just on my screen like it. It says featured. Let's go. You found it. Yeah, so you're supposed to be paying for those stickers, but enjoy it while it's free. Here's a show I tried to get into, but I enjoy the clips on. I enjoy the clips on like the reels and stuff on social media more than I enjoy the show, watching full episodes and stuff. I find myself laughing at reels and stuff like that, and then when I go and like watch it, I'm just like I don't understand why people love this show so much. Like the whole. Normally, it's paired up against, you know, the heavy hitters like Family Guy and Simpsons and stuff. I mean, I don't see it. I really don't. I don't get it. Oh, there's an alarm. So, let's stop that alarm. You saw me miss the button. And like I already thanked him, and I want to thank you, Joy. My big sister, my moderator. Actually, I need to change something. I'm sorry. I don't know. Because I'm going to forget, and it's going to drive me insane. No, not that. Control Z. I just effed up the whole speech by noticing something was wrong. Hold on. There we go. Nope. Alright, that's good enough for right now. Alright. Thank you for just like encouraging and talking to me and just like kind of holding my hand through this streaming thing, because like I said, there's a lot that goes into it, and especially like all the problems I was having with audios, and like you saw my little setup over here, and things like that. So it can be worrisome, but it's kind of fun. So as long as as long as I have you guys watching, a couple of people, even Big Ben from work, he said I'm gonna check you out. So just like a small group of people who just want to talk like everyday life, or just about opinions about certain things, or let's talk about these games and play these games. Like, it works out for me. It definitely works out for me. So with that being said, all right, let me hit you with the ending screen for future video purposes. Bye.